Oh, well. Before we get started, we'll, as usual, have an invocation by Pastor Ray McCormick. Is he present? There he is. Okay. And then after that, Supervisor Goodman will lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Board of Supervisors, for all you do. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father, we're so grateful to be able to serve you. Thank you for first serving us by giving your Son, for the work that you've done for us. We're so truly grateful. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to make a difference. God, we pray for wisdom today for this Board of Supervisors and for those that are here as well, that you'd give us guidance and leading to follow you in your direction. Thank you for the examples that you've set before us when it comes to governing. Lord, I pray that you would work through us today with your power and your spirit. Lord, again, we love you. We're so grateful for all that you've done for us, and we're grateful to serve you. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you, everyone. Call this Pinal County Board of Supervisors meeting to order for the date of Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Please silence your cell phones, and we'll get started here. I have two names here for the county manager's report. Is it UHP? You going to do this?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good morning. Thank you. I have just a quick word of appreciation to our first responders, PCSO, Public Works, and Office of Emergency Management due to the recent storms and the quick response that they've been able to provide to our communities to help mitigate some of the issues that the storm caused. So truly, on behalf of county management and the county, I want to thank those three areas for their fast response, and they're continuing to provide support to areas that have been impacted throughout the county. So I truly appreciate all the hard work our staff has been putting through. So, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Second item is the presentation of certificates of service to employees for 20, 25, and 30 years.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first employee we have is Renee Trevino. She is a 30-year employee who got hired in 1995 as an administrative clerk in the IT department, and currently is serving as a PC analyst. And we have Ms. Trevino here, as well as Mr. Mike West, who's going to be presenting and speaking.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the board. My name is Michael West. I'm Deputy Director of Information Technology Services. I'd just like to say a few things about Renee. She began her career with Pinal County in September of 1995, joining Horizon Health as an administrative clerk. And over the next 16 years, she proved to be a dedicated and flexible team member, taking on various responsibilities, including serving as an accounting clerk and just helping wherever was needed at Horizon Health. Her time at Horizon Health came to a close in 2011 due to loss of federal funding. And fortunately for IT, we had the opportunity to bring her on as a supply tech. And in that role, she worked closely with desktop support, managing all incoming and outgoing IT-related shipments. She demonstrated a genuine interest in desktop hardware and software troubleshooting, and she asked a lot of questions and quickly developed her technical skills. 2 years later, Renee was promoted to help desk specialist, and just a year and a half after that, she was again promoted to help desk specialist senior. She remained in that position for 9 years, providing consistent and valuable support before being promoted to PC analyst in 2024. Renee has been the rock of the help desk, providing consistency and strength through numerous supervisor and staff changes over the years. Her resilience and unwavering dedication has never faltered, and she continuously delivered outstanding customer service and support throughout her time at the help desk. The help desk role is often a thankless one. Most people reach out when something has gone wrong and tensions can run high. Despite this, Renee has frequently expressed how much she enjoys the opportunity to troubleshoot issues and support others within Pinal County. I would just like to say thank you, Renee, for your remarkable service, dedication, and the many ways you've supported both our team and the entire Pinal County organization over the last 30 years.
Come on up and get your certificate. And do you have your 20-minute speech ready? Don't leave because there's a photo here after all these presentations. All right.
Thank you, Renee. Mr. Chairman, the next one is Tracy Myers with Public Health, 20 years employee, started in 2005 and as an account clerk and now serves as the vital records supervisor. Don't believe she's present, but I know that is the director here, Marissa?
Nope, guess not.
Okay. Well, we'll provide her appreciation. Next one, Mr. Chairman, is Donna Diaz, our recorder's office, 25 years. Started in 2000 as Deputy Clerk 2 and serves now as Deputy County Recorder. And we have here Miss Dana Lewis, our recorder, to provide the presentation.
25 years ago, the Pinal County Board of Supervisors consisted of 3 members. The U.S. Supreme Court ended the disputed recount for president in Florida, and the New York Yankees had just clinched the American League Championship Series. But most importantly, Chief Deputy Recorder Barbara Kelly had the discernment to hire Donna L. Diaz as a documents technician for the Casa Grande Satellite Office. We can all acknowledge the significant milestone that 25 years with a single employer is remarkable. But if I may quantify some of her accomplishments in this time, she has overseen the recordation of millions of documents, mentored hundreds of staff, reconciled financials and bookkeeping of 5 offices, wrote job descriptions for over 20 positions, assisted with the building plans of 4 buildings, updated procedures and policy following 26 legislative sessions, and administered 43 elections, 16 in just the last 5 years, in her faithfully steadfast roles to 3 recorders, Laura Dean Lytle, who is sad she could not be here today, Virginia Ross, and myself. Her customer service standard is the beacon of how we should all perform as public servants. Donna is a wordsmithing genius. It pained me that she didn't review this before I presented it. Her leadership style is thoughtful and team-oriented. Her integrity is unquestionable and dedication unparalleled. She is a loyal wife to Cario, who I hope he got that Yankee status, supportive mom, and her son is here, and an exceptional grandmother. If we could all be a little bit more like Donna, this world would be a better place. She has been our Chief Deputy Recorder, and it has been my absolute honor to learn from her and work beside her. In conclusion, I thank you for allowing us to celebrate this amazing woman out loud and boldly, wishing she could stay forever, but blessed. She has been integral in creating layers of resiliency for when she chooses to leave us. She will forever be our guiding light. Donna, today we don't just celebrate the time you've been here, but also the profound impact you've had on our county. Your contributions have helped grow us, and your presence has made our workplace a great place to be. Thank you for all of your unwavering commitment and for being such an inspiration to us all.
I want to take the privilege as the chair and say my interaction with Donna goes long before I became a supervisor. When I was in the construction world, I had to bring documents down to get recorded, and she was always so helpful. She was always, that's who I always wanted to see come to the window because I knew everything was going to go smooth. Donna, it's great, and I cherish our friendship.
Chairman Miller, members of the board, I want to thank you for recognizing this time. Sorry for the emotions. I wasn't planning on this. But thank you. I'm so proud of our county, our recorder's office for the wonderful, important, awesome services that we provide to our citizens. But I have one question. Who's at the office? Got 6 offices out there, and I think everyone's here. So, but thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Really appreciate all your work. Mr. Chairman, the next employee we have is Mark Osinski from the Sheriff's Office, 20 years, started in 2005 as a deputy sheriff and currently serves as deputy sheriff. And we do have Sheriff Teeple here who'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, County Manager Patel. Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors, Pinal County, Deputy Mark Osinski, 1421 is his badge number, and Deputy Mark Terry, 1426, both decided not to show up today because they're both out there working in the field, continuing to keep Pinal County safe. I will tell you, both gentlemen are career professionals. I've known Mark Terry, 1426, since we worked DOC together, and I can tell you that the current sheriff of Pinal County has said on multiple occasions that he would not have gone off Phase 1 FTO if it wasn't for Mark Osinski. So I appreciate him still being here. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the next employee we have is Cecilia Rico, who's with the Sheriff's Office for 30 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Started as 1995 as a detention aide and currently serves as administrative assistant senior. So we'll have Sheriff Teeple and his staff to speak about Ms. Rico.
Thank you, County Manager. Mr. Chairman, Pinal Supervisors, Pinal County, I can't do her justice. She is a career professional. So I had to find someone at the Sheriff's Office that's actually been there longer than she has, and that's, as you can understand, very difficult. So Deputy Chief Hoyos is going to have a little speech prepared.
Deputy Chief Gilbert Hoyos here at Pinal County Jail. Good morning, Chairman Miller and the board members of the board, honored guests, and citizens of Pinal. Today we proudly recognize sincerely and thank Cecilia Sissy Rico. She goes by Sissy. Badge number 565. Few of the last 3-digit badge numbers that we have at the Sheriff's Office. We're currently around 2950 badge numbers now. So for 30 years of outstanding and dedicated service as Administrative Clerk Senior with the Pinal County Sheriff's Office inside the Pinal County Jail. Let it be known that Sissy has served at 3 different county jail facilities over time. The old jail, which that building don't exist no more. The old jail built in 96, currently still standing, and now the new jail approximately in 2006. Throughout her distinguished career, she's played an essential role in her efficient coordination of monitoring and scheduling of the inmate court calendar, file preparations of inmates being released from custody and or other agencies, recording statistical data of inmates incarcerated, example of the Arizona Department of Corrections billing process, entering court minute entries data into our jail management system that we receive daily from all courts, Superior Court, Justice, and City Courts. Sissy still managed to supervise, along with these administrative duties, Sissy still managed to supervise 5 other admin clerks within her unit. Just to give everyone an idea of numbers that Sissy and her unit are responsible for, an average of inmates going to court approximately a whole year is 12,960. Preparations of releases for FY 24 and 25 was 9,129. Sissy's expertise in helping intake supervisors and preparations of release. A lot of supervisors in the jail, from sergeants all the way up to lieutenant, captains, even myself, if I was working intake, we lean to her because she preps a lot of file in her unit. There's a lot of paperwork release order. We just don't get a release order and cut somebody from the release to the streets or from custody. So there's a lot of preparation, and we lean back to her. So anytime that we have a discrepancy, we always say, when in doubt, don't release, because we don't want to have a bad release and subject into the community. So we'll lean back to Sissy and her unit and ask questions, because that's her expertise. And she'll find it, the discrepancy or any issue. So that's one thing we count about on her. Her professionalism and attention to detail and unwavering commitment to justice and public service have been instrumental in supporting both the Pinal County Jail and a broader judicial system. Sissy, it's been an honor to witness your commitment. We're truly grateful for everything you've given over the years, and thank you for your 30 years of service at Pinal County Sheriff's Office, Adult Detention Center, Pinal County, and our entire community. Congrats.
Thank you, CZ, for your dedicated service. Mr. Chairman, the last one, as Sheriff Tebow mentioned, is Mark Terry, who's 20 years, started in 2005, and currently serves as deputy sheriff. And so he's unable to attend today, but Sheriff Tebow obviously made it clear that he's out in duty.
And to be doubly clear, Mark Terry is in my anti-smuggling unit, and we typically don't like to put them on camera because their lives are important. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. If it's photo time?
That is true.
Okay. Well, all the people that were presented.
Usually he tells us what to do.
What do you want to do?
Once he listens to someone. There you go. Yeah, actually, you look better now. There we go. Tighten it just a little bit. There you go. That's a lot of people. And look in here. 3, 2. Nice. We're going to do another one just to make sure. Because my supervisor's always blink. 3, 2. One more. 3, 2. Big smile on this one. 3, 2. One more. Hold on. Hold on. All right, that's it. That worked. Never mind. That's okay. Oh, yeah?
Okay, we do miss him.
See you later.
We'll give a minute for the little exodus here. Okay, everyone. Settle down, everyone. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, thank you. There was a celebration out at the Randolph this last week for the groundbreaking of their new community center. We have a video, but it's not going to be shown until next meeting. So we'll have that video for Randolph. But it was a really, really good celebration for that community. Again, another plateau for them, and very proud to be a part of that. So, but we did have a 150-year birthday, and a couple of things. We have a video. We also received a proclamation from Senator Kelly. And so his representative, Chelsea Rivera, is here, but I would like Natasha to read that, and then we'll show the video.
Thank you, Chairman. And just for the record, just so that the public is aware, we are on item number 3, the supervisor district updates.
Okay. I didn't say that, I guess. I'm just looking at my script.
United States Senate proclamation. Whereas Pinal County was officially established on February 1st, 1875, and has since stood as an important part of Arizona's history and heritage. And whereas from its earliest days, Pinal County has been defined by its pioneering spirit, creating opportunity, sustaining families, and contributions to the prosperity of Arizona and the nation. And whereas today, Pinal County is home to more than 450,000 residents spanning communities large and small, with a diverse economic strengthened by mining, agricultural, manufacturing, and tourism, as well as by its locations at the crossroads of the Southwest. And whereas the county continues to grow as a center of innovation and opportunity and renewed investment in copper mining to support clean energy technologies, a thriving agricultural sector, and expanding industries in aerospace, electric vehicles, bioscience, and advanced manufacturing. And whereas Pinal County exemplifies the spirit of Arizona, resilient, hardworking, and forward-looking, offering wide open opportunities for all those who choose to live, work, and build a future within its borders. And whereas on this occasion of its 150th anniversary, it is fitting to recognize the people of Pinal County, past and present, whose vision and dedication has built and sustained this community for a century and a half. Now, therefore, United States Senator Mark Kelly do hereby recognize and honor Pinal County, Arizona, on the historic occasion of its 150th anniversary and extend best wishes for continued growth and success in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Chelsea, I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier, do you need any swag? Because we've got some swag left. But okay, we'll give the senator our best and thank him for that nice message. Okay. Now the video. $150.
150. 150. 150.
That's great. And thank you to all the staff that helped put that together. It wasn't easy, but I think it was a great success. So thank you, everyone. Any other updates? Rich, I'll start with you this time instead of 30.
Thank you, Chairman. As usual, it's been busy, and I got to go to Pinal Partnership and listen to Mr. Miller talk about water, because it's so important to us. And I appreciate the fact and learned so much from him in a short period of time as a board member, and I will hopefully one day understand water as well as he does and the rest of the gang here. So thanks for that. Of course, the 150th birthday, I was honored to be there. It was great to see the people out there supporting it. I also met with Pinal County Workforce Development, and it's about bringing jobs to Pinal County, economic development, and it was a great 1-hour meeting, and I was appreciative of learning from the staff. So, also, I attended the Florence Town Council. I'm trying to get around and understand everybody's district, and again, only 10 months in here, and I'm trying to make sure that I understand everything that's going on in Pinal County, so I've been visiting all of them. Also, Maricopa Chamber meeting, it was at the MUSD. We talked about the schools and what's going on in the city of Maricopa and the growth. Yesterday, I was able to meet with the constituent. As you all know, that we've had a lot of rain. And with a lot of rain causes a lot of flooding. And in my district, Hidden Valley Thunderbird Farms had a lot of flooding going on. And I got with Development Services. I'll be meeting with them today to figure out a plan how to make sure that we can dig some of these people out and make sure that they're safe, getting to their destinations. So I'll be meeting with that constituent probably tomorrow. And then, of course, tonight I'll be going to the Santan Town meeting, I should say. Again, I have a smidgen of the city, the town, I should say, and I'd like to make sure that they know, as a former vice mayor of a city, that I'm there for support and any questions to grow that city and make sure that those town council members know they've got the support of our whole entire board and know that they can give me a call if there's anything they need. Thank you, Chairman.
Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've been out of town this last week chasing grandkids, so I'm a little tired. But last week, I attended the inaugural meeting of the Sex Offender Management Board, of which I am a member. There's 32 members, and we look at ways to deal with sex offenders, both adult and adolescent, or teens, I guess, and how we deal with them in jail, as well as how we bring them back out into the community, which can be a huge challenge. It was just the inaugural meeting, so nothing has really happened yet. And we'll be meeting at least monthly for the next probably 4 or 5 months to get things underway and get started. It's the first time this has happened in this state. It's modeled after similar boards in, I believe, 15 other states, and it has cut down recidivism tremendously in those other states. So it's something I'm interested in, along with the reentry program that I'm involved with and the Criminal Justice Commission and a few other things that I'm involved with. Anyway, that's where I've been. So thank you.
And Supervisor 30.
So, yeah, regarding the rain, the further east you went, the more rain that fell. And my district had a full 5 inches, where if you go to the west side, they had 2 inches or less way on, and they even had problems. Highway 60 was closed. I just got word it's finally open, so you can go on to Globe and Safford now. Want to help or thank our Public Works is just amazing during these times. And if your roadway is damaged, you need to realize that we work this kind of like a triage, and we do the worst cases first. And they will get to everybody, but it may be a month or two after an event like this. And I also want to thank Public Works. You know how hard Globe got hit in the last storm. Our Public Works actually went over and was assisting them with getting their roads cleaned up. Of course, federal funds help pay for that. And likewise, other counties will come in and help us. So that's why it's good to be a good neighbor and help other counties whenever possible. And then if you give, it comes back around. We had water rescues in Queen Valley. At least 15 residents had to be evacuated. Maricopa County, another case of where counties help each other. They actually sent an airboat like you see in Florida in case they needed to get people out with a boat. Luckily, we didn't need it, but that was ready. I also talked with Sheriff Teeple. Is that something that we will need in the future? Because let's face it, the county is not going to get any smaller. It's getting bigger and bigger, and we have the Gila, Queen Creek, and the San Pedro. Perhaps we need a boat like that. And I looked into it, and the National Forest actually gifted that boat to Maricopa County. So we're looking into seeing if we might need something like that on standby. And I guess that's it. My notes are all over the place. But, yeah, we will get to your road eventually. And thanks, everybody, for being patient and helping your neighbors out. You'll see a lot of people also, neighbors that have tractors, they're out grading people's driveways so they can get in and out. It's always amazing to see that. And thank everybody for being so kind and giving.
That's a good one.
You bet. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Like everybody else, it's been a busy 3 weeks, actually. It began with the first rainstorm that came in with what occurred there in the area of Skyline, and many of our staff came over and we assessed the situation and started putting sandbags and bagging them and then taking them to that area. And they were actually being taken quicker than we could actually fill them. And we were anticipating this big storm coming in. And I'm grateful to our Public Works for what they've done, and many of the residents there in Santan Valley rallied around one another, and probably 15, 20 people showed up at our yard and helped me sandbag and put some together, put them on pallets. Our yard came, and we loaded them up on a trailer that I had, and we hauled them to different locations. And then Sunday and Saturday, when the rains really hit hard, we had many people that were there, and we thought Skyline was going to get hammered first. And in reality, it was more towards the north of us on Germain and those mini farms there. The rains coming off of the desert there on the east side of Schneff Road, they actually went over the top of Schneff Road. And that's pretty high. We just barely redid Schneff Road. And it flooded out an entire area there. And thank goodness we had those sandbags and the different individuals. One of the local churches, 2 of them actually let church out early to go and sandbag and help their neighbors. And it was that's always a humbling experience for Supervisor McClure and Miller, you guys, and all of us actually have experienced where we've seen our citizens rise up to the occasion in situations like this and help their neighbors. And it's been very humbling to me to see that. And that was something that was very well done. And so we're taking some mitigations. We're doing some things to help mitigate the flooding into the future, and I appreciate that. We've had a couple businesses that were flooded out, and we've got many residents that are going in and helping and assisting to get those residents out. They don't have flood insurance. And so many of the residents there in Santan Valley are rallying around to help those businesses as best as they can to clean up and restore back to what they've got. Now, on to activities that we have coming up. Life does go on. On October 24th and 25th, we have our quarterly cleanup, which is where neighbors and individuals can clean up their yards and on Friday and Saturday and deliver them to our yard there on Arizona Farms and Hunt Highway. And our staff is there ready to unload them even and put them into dumpsters and haul them off to the dump. It's a free dump day for people, and we've had some pretty success with that. And I would just let the public know, to your point, Rich, what you were saying here a few weeks ago about people dumping out in the desert. Many people would come out on the farm and just dump them right on the farm. They didn't necessarily go out to the desert, and so we had to haul them off. And so this is helping to mitigate some of that problem, I believe, what we've done. And so hopefully it will continue to do that. So that's going to happen from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., Friday and Saturday both. Our staff will be there at those yards to unload. And then Florence Unified School District has a hoot night, and that is October 23rd. That's their version of trunk or treat. And that will be at the Combs Junior High, or that will be at the Walker Butte Junior High, and that will be from 6 o'clock on. And there's 2 locations. We'll have a booth there. The Sheriff's Department does a lot there. The County Attorney's Office brings their individuals. They all have booths there. And other entities have booths there. So come and make sure you come by. I know the girls are going to have plenty of treats. You'll have to do a trick, though, in order to get the treat. And then on the 25th is Combs High School. The Combs School District is doing their version of the trunk or treat. So we just encourage people to come out and participate in those. The Santan Valley Advisory Council has taken over our bike rodeo, and it will be at the Home Depot this Saturday, and it will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. What it is, people donate their bikes. We have individuals that have helped restore those bikes, put them back into rideable and safe conditions. And individuals, kids, whatever the case may be, they can pick from a bike, and they get to take it home. And then we have the Sheriff's Department and, again, the County Attorney's Office. They come and help participate. Sheriff's Department has a little obstacle that they put together for the individuals to teach them about bike safety, the kids. And then Walmart and other entities have donated bike helmets and things of that nature to help encourage safety. That's a lot. And then tonight is the Town Council for Santan Valley. And we're not a quorum, so we don't have to advertise that, but as long as it's just you and me, but we'll be there for that. And again, I just would love to express my gratitude. In times of adversity is where we generally, as a nation, as a people, as a community, rise up and do the things for other people. We put aside the petty differences that we may have to make sure that we assist and help those around us. And that's a very humbling experience to watch and be a part of and see take place. And our county has done a phenomenal job. By the way, that take where I went 150, it took him 10 minutes for me to get there because I have a tendency to go off script, and he's going, that's not what I want, that's not what I want, that's not what I want. So, Kevin, I apologize, but we got there, right, buddy? Anyway, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, well, thank you. A couple of things there. The emails I received all week from Corey about all the things we were doing for the emergency management team and everything is fantastic. Kudos to all of them. I don't know how many years ago we decided we were going to put money for these cleanups, and I think they have really cut down on the desert dumping. That was really the intent. So spread the word if it's in your neighbor. If we schedule one in your area, encourage your neighbors and people to use it. It sure has benefit. As far as the flooding, Arizona, you need to remember, Arizona is the only place we call a river until it has water in it, and then we call it a flood. So thank you. Moving on to item number 4.
Chairman, I'm sorry, I forgot. He reminded me about it. I have a cleanup actually Friday and Saturday the 17th for Hidden Valley Thunderbird Farms. The last cleanup that we did, we had 700 cars one day and then about another 400 or 500 the second day. So from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., same thing, off of the 347 John Wayne Parkway at our yard here, there in Hidden Valley Thunderbird Farms.
Very successful program. I'm glad we did that years ago. Okay, item number 4, related to election departments. Dana, do you have a report for us? Information only.
Chairman Miller, Vice Chair McClure, members of the board, Dana Lewis, Pinal County Recorder. Just some updates, some important information. The CD7 Special General election was canvassed by this board on October 8th and by the Arizona Secretary of State's office yesterday, the 14th. We are currently in an active election for the jurisdictions affecting over 200,000 voters in Pinal County, and we've already received in less than a week over 3,000 ballots back. Election day is November 4th. This is an all-male election. The consolidated jurisdictional elections anybody affected by this election will automatically be sent an early ballot. So what we're seeing right now online and with calls to the office is, hi, I'm not signed up for active early voting. Why did you send me a ballot? And it's because anybody who has the right to vote in that election, when it's an all-male election, will automatically be sent a ballot. So this is normal. We just want to continue to reassure the public of that. The recorder's satellite offices will be open for in-person early voting. We started last Wednesday. And that will go through October 31st. The propositions and districts included in the jurisdictional election are the City of Apache Junction, Prop 493. Prop 494 is the Superstition Fire and Medical District. Prop 496 is the City of Casa Grande. Prop 497 is the Casa Grande Elementary School District. Prop 498, Casa Grande Union High School. Prop 499, Superior Unified School District. Proposition 400, J.O. Combs Unified School District. Props 401 and 402 are the Florence Unified School Districts. The last day to request an early ballot, because even though we've mailed you a ballot, in the event that something happens and that is spoiled and you need another one, the last one to request it so that it can get to you in time is October 24th. We state that you have to until October 28th to return that ballot via United States Postal Service. We have drop boxes all over the county. Please utilize them. The last day to vote early in person, again, October 31st at 7 p.m. Ballot replacement sites, to include our in-person early voting sites at the satellite offices, are listed on the Pinal County Votes website. We do have until November 7th to cure ballots, and the jurisdictions will canvass by November 19th. We present this information to you because we are now at over 320,000 registrants in Pinal County. But if they miss something, because we give lots of numbers and lots of dates, I want to ensure them to go back to our trusted sources, 520-509-3555, which is the Citizen Contact Center, or simply go to our website at pinal.gov/votes. While you're there, feel free to sign up to take one of our Tuesday tours. We are currently working with several bipartisan groups regarding the MVD glitch and the Pinal County Attorney's Office to request an opinion about the voters that were previously affected or protected by the AG opinion when they update their record. So we all know about the MVD glitch. However, it protected those people. But the way that the law reads is a little bit confusing, even given her opinion. So we're working with the county attorney's office to request an additional clarification, because Mr. Goodman, you might live at this address for the last 20 years and you would be grandfathered if you were affected by the glitch. But then 29 days before an election, we all know that voter behavior says, oh wait, I changed my name. I want to update my party. I moved. So we know that that happens, but if you were affected by the glitch, we don't know if we're supposed to continue protecting you or not. So that's why we've requested through the county attorney's office a little bit more guidance. We're also following the litigation in regards to the EPM changes. I can stand for questions if you have them.
Any questions? Sounds good. Thank you for that
Thank you.
report. Item number 5, discussion, approval or disapproval of the purchasing division report. Yes, Tracy Gorman.
Good morning. Good morning, Board of Supervisors, Chairman, Vice Chairman. My name is Tracy Gorman. I'm a purchasing manager, and this is the Purchasing Division report for October 15th, 2025. In this report, the board is requested to approve 2 contract awards for ROQ 260530 for the architectural and engineering services for planning, design, and construction of the Pinal Air Park Traffic Control Tower, and ROQ 260630 Airport Environmental NEPA services for Pinal Air Park. The board is requested to approve 2 contract amendments for RFP 231527 for vehicle and equipment parts, repair, and services, and RFP 234628 for uniforms. There was one change order that we have removed from this report. There is one cooperative purchasing agreement we would like to notify you of, as it is between $100,000 and $250,000. And lastly, we are seeking approval of one cooperative purchase requisition over $250,000. Are there any questions?
Any questions? Seeing and hearing none. Board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the Purchasing Division report as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Chairman.
Oh, with the withdrawal of purchase order number 253917, change order. I caught that.
Draw that.
It's been withdrawn, yes.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
We have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, consent items. All items indicated by alphabetically below will be handled by a single vote as part of the consent agenda, unless the board member, county manager, or member of the public objects at the time the agenda item is called. I believe, is Jason here? Oh, I see him. I see his. Okay, good. I've pulled item E for an appointment that I'm making to the Transportation Advisory Committee. Anybody have anything else they want pulled on the board? County Manager's Office?
No, sir. Thank you.
From the public? Anybody from the public? Seeing none? Board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to approve the consent agenda, pulling item E.
A through
Oh, I'm sorry. A through
S.
I forgot to go all the way to the bottom. A through S, sorry.
Okay. Minus E.
Minus E.
Okay.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Jason, stand up so you all know what he looks like. So I've asked him to sit on our transportation committee, and I'd like to point this out. This is a thankless job. I'm just be right up front about it, but it's an important job, and we really appreciate people taking the time to sit on these committees and these boards and commissions. So thank you, Jason, for this. Do we have a certificate for him? Well, let's vote on him first, and then we'll give him a certificate. So I'd like to make a motion to approve item E.
There you go. I'll second that.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Jason, come on up. Jason, come on up.
Come be embarrassed. Come on down.
I don't know if Kevin's around. We're going to get a picture of it. I got one first. faces. And one more. 3, 2. Nice. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm going to recess the Pinal County Board of Supervisors meeting and then open the Pinal County Flood Control District meeting. Outside counsel's available if we need them, but I don't know that we do. So consent items, all items indicated alphabetically below will be handled as a single vote as part of the consent agenda unless a board member, county manager, or a member of the public objects at the time of the agenda item called. Anybody on the board want anything pulled? County manager's office?
No, sir.
From the public? Seeing none, board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the agenda consent items A through C as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. We're going to adjourn the flood district control meeting and open up the Pinal County Public Health Services District. Consent items, all items indicated by an alphabetically below will be handled as a single vote as part of the consent agenda unless the board member, county manager, or member of the public objects at the time the agenda item is called. Board? Seeing none. Manager?
No, sir.
Public? Seeing none. Seeing none. Board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the Pinal County Public Health Services District Board of Directors amended agenda.
Amended agenda. Okay. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. I'm going to adjourn the public health.
Chairman, we have item number 2 on the public health agenda.
Oh, why'd you do that?
Threw us off.
Item number 2 is added. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Looks like somebody's coming up here to tell us what we're doing.
For adding item number 2.
Okay.
That's my
My
fault.
apologies, Phil. Moving along too fast.
No, you're all good. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman, members of the board. Marissa Mendoza, your Public Health Director. This item is in regard to the WIC program. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background so you understand what we're asking for. The Arizona Department of Health Services administers funds from the USDA to fund WIC. WIC provides supplemental nutritious foods, nutrition education, breastfeeding support, and referrals to other community programs. It serves Arizona residents that are income eligible, women, infants, and children who are at nutritional risk. Due to the federal government shutdown that started beginning of October, the Arizona WIC program has made us aware that they currently have limited funds for WIC foods for our Pinal County WIC participants. In the event that they do not receive additional funds from the USDA, all the food benefits will be unavailable, and WIC participants will not be able to redeem their benefits starting in the month of November. So we've submitted a request to provide public health reserve funds to cover benefits for infants in Pinal County in the month of November in the amount of $500,000. Late yesterday, we received information from the Arizona Department of Health Services that if we choose to cover all of our participants, then we could do that. The Public Health Reserve Funds has the capacity to do that. So we are requesting to the board to allow us to revise our original request so that instead of covering infants at $500,000, we would cover all clients at a cost of no more than $800,000. And I'm here for questions. I also have Stephen Ortiz, the division manager for WIC, with me as well.
Okay. Any questions at this point? 500 for just the infants, 800,000, 800,000, and that'll cover everybody.
That'll cover everybody for the month of November.
We have all the budget capacity to do that.
We do.
Okay.
And this is a reimbursable loan, if you will.
Potentially. Vice Chairman, thank you for that question. The Arizona Department of Health Services has said if they receive their full funding from the federal government after the shutdown is over, then they will be able to reimburse us. If they get less than they're expecting, which is not as likely, then they may not be able to reimburse us. If that's the case, the district still has the capacity to cover that cost.
So, okay, thanks, Mr. Chair. So the reality is we had the funds in there that we could use to offset what the situation is then.
We do. We have the funds available.
Okay, all right, that's clear to me.
And just for clarity, maybe I didn't catch it. What's the time span here?
This would be for the month of November. So we would be covering benefits from November 1st through November 30th.
For a month.
So if there's no money at that point, what happens?
At that time, we would have to reevaluate if the district is going to cover benefits for an additional month or not. Hopefully, we won't have to give any of this money and the shutdown will be resolved before we even get to November 1st. But we want to minimize disruption to clients. So we're asking if we can do this to be prepared for the just in case.
So do you have capacity to go for 2 months?
Yes, we could, if that is where we're at.
Without disruption in other services?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
So just one other question. So what I'm hearing based on what Supervisor McClure just asked is that we necessarily won't use all these funds within that month.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So the motion needs to be clear as to whether we're doing the updated full amount or just the infants. I'm prepared to have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve.
Presented with revision over.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve item 2.
Write it on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That we approve item 2 on the Pinal County Public Health Agenda as presented with the revision to cover all clients at a cost not to exceed $800,000.
Okay. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll adjourn it again. Sorry, everybody. Takes us back to the Pinal County Board of Supervisors, item number 9. It's call to the public. Call to the public is a time period for members of the public to address the Board of Supervisors to provide public input related to subject matter within the Board of Supervisors' authority and jurisdictions. Those wishing to address the Board of Supervisors need not request permission in advance. Actions taken as a result of the public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter or reschedule for further consideration and discussion at a later time or later date. So we have quite a few here. And we'll just get started. D? Badowski? Is that pretty close?
Yeah, as I said, it's my husband's name. They all pronounce it differently. Okay. Chairman Miller, members of the board, my name is Dia Podolsky, and I live in unincorporated Pinal County, home of the Gila River, Action, and Tohono O'odham nations. Last meeting, I talked about our need for community, about living in an us versus them world, and the power of empathy. I stated that if I had no knowledge of the elected officials of Pinal County, I would feel the most kinship with Dana Lewis, based on gender. After attending meetings, I know my second choice would be Supervisor Goodman, not just because he reminds me of my Grandpa Bill, but also because he is a storyteller, and storytelling is the foundation of empathy. Although I have politely insisted that Supervisor Miller know my name, I am lousy at remembering names. When I meet people for the first time, I say, "Tell me your story." I will remember a story longer and sooner than a name. Last week was Banned Book Week. Avoiding reading things that don't fit neatly into one's worldview does not increase empathy. Previously, I referenced Plato's Allegory of the Cave and John Stuart Mill's On Liberty. One of the primary moral lessons of Plato's Allegory of the Cave is the importance of education and the pursuit of truth. It reminds us that gaining knowledge can be difficult and uncomfortable. John Stuart Mill described the particular evil of silencing an opinion that you don't have, as silencing robs humanity of the opportunity for progress and a clear understanding of truth. If the silent opinion is correct, society misses the chance to replace error with truth. If it is wrong, society loses the benefit of its falsehood being exposed through debate, which strengthens the perception of truth. Recently, Penn and the American Library Association have noticed an uptick in challenges of books, not necessarily banning, but challenges. The Arizona Republican recently had an article on book challenges in Arizona. And Arizona is a state that has a law that relates directly to how to challenge a book. I read banned books. I've taught banned books. Not in my district, they were banned, but here are some quotes from my favorite books. "We need to be teased, questioned, and disrupted. Our minds need to be stirred." Fahrenheit 451. "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." 1984. "I will leave you with the following from Angie Thompson, The Hate You Give. What's the point of having a voice if you're going to be silent in the moments you shouldn't be?" Thank you.
Thank you. Barry McCain.
Good morning, Chairman Miller, Pinal County Board of Supervisors. I'm Barry McCain from the city of Maricopa, born and raised in Pinal County after 20 years service in the United States Navy. I came here in 2012 after I resigned as Democratic Secretary because of political exclusion by then Henry Wade. And now, as a Republican, I see that we have good people in all the political parties, just different perspectives on how to proceed. Leadership must always address what is not a fantasy or what we want to appear to be. Whether I was leading a small group, division, department, Navy base, or whatever taught me this fact. I have chronic PTSD. While that can be debilitating, yet I can function positively by protecting the living, although 22 vets such as myself commit suicide per day across this country for over a decade. I thank my veterans, military, police, and firefighters every day for their service because they keep me safe and positive. But the political polarization is causing the deterioration of our country. I've explained to this board what we must do using my education and knowing how important transparency is in voting, and it's because informing you is my duty, not my ego. Using the best possible alternative negotiations will lead to solutions, not taking pictures and putting on a facade. The narcissistic behavior of both the Maricopa Vice Mayor and Mr. Vitale is unacceptable and counterproductive. We'll do good things in the future by not using their example. Mr. Vitale asked me to protect him from the last District 1 supervisor, then yelled at me and threatened me as a constituent, and he has no education, no backbone, or common sense. But I love Pinal County, and this board is very important to me because it's just too many lawsuits going on right now. So I've got a lot of things to do, but understand this: you're not my enemies. And Mr. McClure, you always impress the heck out of me. Thank you.
David Coward.
Morning, Chairman, the board. My name is David Coward. I'm from Gold Canyon, and I'm representing the Gold Canyon Community Inc., which is a nonprofit organization looking out for the interests of our community. And I wanted to bring to the attention the issue of the Maverick Station and the intersection of 60 and Kings Ranch Road. Last year, we sponsored a community meeting where we invited the Maverick Corporation and the county to come and explain what their plans were for that development. Certain things were talked about, and the community gave some valuable input to Maverick about the situation there, and we thought we had a good plan in place. But after the recent rain, we brought to the attention of Maverick that there was a constant flooding issue at that intersection, and I'll give them credit. They did try to mitigate that by putting in a retention pond and putting in a drain system, but they missed the mark because it didn't drain. So either they need to move the drainage or make it bigger, whatever, but it didn't work. So I would request that the county go to them and see if they could mitigate that problem. Another issue was when they added the second turn lane coming off 60 into Kings Ranch Road. That second lane, according to the plan that we were presented at that time, was supposed to go all the way to the next intersection of the street. That's not happening. It's ended right at the end of the second entrance into Walmart. That makes a very short distance for merging. And I've witnessed cars that have been in that lane and seen that there's an arrow that goes into into the Walmart, and there's obvious confusion. They say, where do I go? So that needs to be addressed as well. And there's also some issues between left and right turn lanes out of the business coming into there. There's choke points being created that's going to cause problems. And so I think we would like to request that you have the Transportation Department or Public Works come out, see what the situation is, and see if we can mitigate these problems. Because in a couple of weeks, our population is going to double with all our seasoned residents coming in town, and then shortly after that, the Maverick Station is going to open, and we anticipate that there's going to be some real issues there, especially on Sunday when we have 4 churches up Kings Ranch Road, and on Sunday morning it's going to be a nightmare. So all we're asking for is if the county could go back and look at that and help us out. Okay, thank you.
I believe this is Cheyenne Hawes. Is that correct? Looks like H-A-W-E-S or...
Hi, my name is Shemin Haas. You might recognize my last name. My grandfather was a Pinal County pioneer farmer out of Queen Creek, had a 1,500-acre farm with potatoes and cotton. This is my first meeting at Pinal County. I'm a veteran of Maricopa County. Barry and I have fought in many wars against Joe Arpaio over there. I'm here today representing San Manuel Community Forum, which is a fairly new group out of San Manuel, Arizona, which is a Del Webb Master Plan community. And I'm here to let the Board of Supervisors know, and everyone in general, that San Manuel is not dead. We are very much a live community, and we have dreams for the future, and we don't want to be a forgotten segment of Pinal County. I formed the community forum group on Facebook because I was banned from the TRICOM chat on Facebook, and started meeting on a monthly basis because I was also banned from the community center in San Manuel, which the county rents to a 501c3 organization there called the San Manuel Community Forum. Or I'm sorry, that's me. The San Manuel Revitalization Coalition is currently occupying the community center, and they have banned me and other members of the community from participating in the Revitalization Coalition and any related committees and events, which essentially means that I am banned from the community center in San Manuel that is owned by the county. So I have a few problems with that. The San Manuel Revitalization Coalition does not represent San Manuel. They do not represent the community of San Manuel. May I repeat, the San Manuel Revitalization Coalition does not represent San Manuel. I would like to close with the fact that I have started a new publication in San Manuel. It will be coming out monthly. It's a free publication promoting the vendors and merchants in our town. And this probably won't be the last time you'll see me, because I have a habit of being involved. And I want to continue that in the town that I've chosen to spend the rest of my days. So I'll leave this with the clerk for you to review, and it has my contact information inside. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. That's all the cards I have. Is anybody else from the audience care to call to the public? Come forth, give us your name, generally where you live.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the board. My name is Karen A. Mooney. I live in Santan Valley. On January 22nd of 2025, the Board of Supervisors held a special meeting. There was a presentation by Sun Corridor for the Pinal County Strategic Transportation Safety Plan, and they discussed possibly setting up a fatal crash committee. I expressed interest with the staff of that group after the meeting was over. I actually sent an email to my district supervisor, which is Supervisor Goodman, and have talked with county staff about it. That was in January, and nothing has been set up at this time that I'm aware of. I feel this committee or task force, whichever they want to call it, is very much needed here in Pinal County. I've expressed concerns with the county staff many times with the lights at many intersections throughout the town of Santan Valley. Town, not incorporated, just unincorporated. The number of fatalities and accidents alone in Santan Valley is insane. There were 2 accidents in one day at the intersection of Hunt Highway and Bella Vista. The first one was a fatality and had that intersection closed for most of the day. The second one was later in the afternoon during rush hour home traffic. So that intersection was closed almost all day. And that's a major Hunt Highway, so diverting traffic gets to be a little hectic. So could you please, if it has been done, I apologize, but could you please look at implementing a committee or task force as soon as possible, as it is very much needed, not only in my town, but in many areas throughout Pinal County. I'm reading every day about State Route 347 and accidents and fatalities as well. So I believe everyday people in the towns and cities around Pinal County could be very helpful in coming up with ideas and solutions. Thank you for your time and listening to my concern. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
I'm Noel Reck from Eloy. First, a quick thank you to Recorder Lewis and Supervisor Miller for your willingness to listen and respond to my questions and concerns. Your professionalism is appreciated. I remain disgusted with Donald Trump and his MAGA administration. My remarks today serving to illuminate his mental decline, as well as a call to action. Even at Monday's ceasefire signing, which I hope holds up, Trump, classlessly embarrassing the nation, used the signing as an opportunity to take cheap shots at Hillary Clinton and the media. He and RFK Jr. trotting out the debunked Tylenol link to autism, going so far as to claim baby boys who are circumcised and then given Tylenol have far greater chances of becoming autistic, while he repeatedly needed help being able to pronounce acetaminophen. His designating American cities for militarization and possible training grounds. 3 rambling, droning, unseemly speeches he gave at the UN, the Hegseth Military Assembly, and the Kirk Memorial, which he and Stephen Miller turned into a MAGA political rally, stating that President Biden's FBI secretly inserted among the insurrectionists, incited them on January 6th, even though he was president at the time. If Biden had said such things. Thinking of January 6th, I watched an interview of Officer Fatone, who was beaten within an inch of his life that day, describing how he felt when Trump pardoned each and every one of the insurrectionists, despite Pam Bondi's assurance that each individual will be handled on a case-by-case basis. His anger and disgust became mine. Regarding Pam Bondi, the churlish, petulant, mean girl testimony she and Kash Patel gave before the oversight committees was another example of the disdain they have for governmental norms and the apparent cover-ups of the Epstein and Holman scandals. Trump further selling out American farmers and taxpayers with a $20 billion bailout of Argentina as they and Brazil sell their grains and soybeans to China, thanks to his tariffs. Trump and the architect of Project 2025, Russell Vought, proclaimed as the Grim Reaper, using the shutdown as an opportunity to further dismantle the government, quote, Democrat programs, and fire federal workers, all of which could definitely affect Pinal County. I mention all this as reason for anyone who hears this to join the millions of Americans participating in the No Kings protest this Saturday. Far beyond red versus blue, Democrat versus Republican, the situation has become a question of morality, American values, and the preservation of our democratic republic. Lastly, I call upon the supervisors by name, Miller, Goodman, Vitiello, and McClure, only so you can respond. Will you commit to contacting the Arizona Republican House contingent and Speaker Johnson to demand Representative-elect Grijalva, the 218th discharge vote, be sworn in immediately so that Arizona and Pinal County are fully represented in the House of Representatives? Thank you.
No. Okay, anyone else? Come forth. Name and generally where you live.
My name's Bobby Craig, and I live in unincorporated Pinal County. Is that good? I know you all do a lot of positive things, so I'm sorry to just all of a sudden hit you with a negative, but it's the pro-development issue that it seems like the board is promoting and supporting. In the last few years, I have not talked to one person living in unincorporated Pinal County that is a supporter of all the development going on, okay? And I see on 17, 18, and 19, they want Arizona state land to become zoned for manufacturing facility. And so I'm kind of wondering where the balance is. If you're not hearing us as people, as constituencies, and if you're not, then we'll have to get something together so that you do understand we're not pro-development. If I have a few more minutes, there's a survey that went out. It appeared as though it came from the county, but on doing some research, and they wouldn't tell me where the survey came from, and it was to people in unincorporated Pinal County asking what kind of buildings they would like to see being put up. There were 4 choices. It even had pictures. One was a skyrise. Do you want a skyrise built next to your house? Do you want a condo? Yes, no. What was the other one? Apartment buildings, yes, no. And at the bottom it said single structured family buildings. And so I'm going, okay, well, who's doing this survey? It was monkeysurvey.com, which is supposedly, I guess I've seen other surveys come from there. But my thinking, if it didn't come from the county, then it came from a developer that will take that information that, of course, if I had a choice, I'd want a single-family dwelling, not an apartment or a skyrise next, So I'm just kind of giving you a heads up, because I'll bet $100 they'll take this to planning and zoning and say, see, we did a survey. We spent all this money on a survey, and everyone wants single-family dwellings. So that's just a little bit of insight that I'll hope you take into consideration. But we love Pinal County. I mean, we're right on the edge of the Sonoran Desert, and so much of it's being destroyed that can't be put back together. There's a moss on our desert floor that if it's destroyed, it takes 100 years to grow back. But when it comes to this new manufacturing facility, I'd like to see environmental study and water usage studies on that. So, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
I'm at the podium as a resident of Apache Junction and not a supervisor. So I sit through all the calls of the public because I'm at basically all the meetings. Last year, while the Chairman Goodman, asked that we keep everything at call to the public Pinal County related. That's why we're here. We're here to do the business of Pinal County. And we really don't want to be subject to the DNC's hateful rhetoric. And then we have a gentleman that cowardly calls out everyone but me every time because he knows that I'll stand up to the bullying. And that's an example right there. If called out from some of the stuff that we hear, would point out, for instance, in the last election, why were there suddenly, 2 elections ago, 15 million extra votes that just materialized out of nowhere, and then in the last election they were gone again. So where was the big lie that we're subject to all the time? So there's an example of it right now. And with January 6th, it's come out every day. There were 275 FBI agents plus hundreds more assets in the crowd, and they were the ones that instigated that. So the people in the audience, I can see they're rolling their eyes at this lunacy. They're not swayed by any of this. Let's get back to just doing the business of Pinal County and get away from the national politics. Or we can invite everybody, and we can do this every week and have other people just do point counterpoint. We would like to do the business of Pinal County. So that was me as a public citizen.
Roberto Ravelis, resident of Gold Canyon, constituent of the former speaker. Another week in Trump's governance shutdown, and another abomination from the extremist, racist, and anti-Semitic fringe allied to Trump's dictatorial deployment of armed forces to America's cities. This time, a revelation about a group of extremist young Republicans with folks from New York, Kansas, Vermont engaged in an orgy of violent language against Black Americans and Jews in a series of messages disclosed yesterday by Politico. Some of the participants hypocritically identify themselves as devout Catholics, members of my faith, a disclosure that underscores the absence of public, faith-based moral leadership in Pinal County to confront these immoral challenges facing your constituents. Among those young racist participants was Luke Mosman, Arizona Young Republican Chair, Rachel Hope, Young Republican Events Chairperson. Both declined to comment on Politico's disgusting disclosures, employing a strategy of silence similar to silence by officials when pushed to speak out against Donald Trump's war on American citizens, a war that includes attacks against affordable health care for 28.7% of Arizonans, war tactics that threaten to shut down rural medical facilities, impose funding cuts to food programs to vulnerable children, and wholesale dehumanizing of targeted Arizona Latino residents who, like me, are being subjected to disappearance off of our American streets by unmasked, unidentifiable government agents aided by uncamouflaged but militarized local law enforcement. Tactics amplified by the past month's call for execution of Democratic Congresswoman Jayapal by Arizona State Representative John Gillette and year-long proposal of physical violence by State Senator Wendy Rogers. This weekend, I choose to stand in defense of democracy during No King's Days protests. I encourage defenders of democracy, members of the demoralized, once proud Grand Old Party, Democrats, Independents, Antifa, anti-fascists who helped us win in World War II, to join us in Casa Grande and Apache Junction. Silence is not a defense against dictatorship. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? I believe Mr. Goodman's name was mentioned, Fleur and Rich. Anything? No comment. Okay. All right, moving along.
Could we do for the staff? Direction to staff.
Can I give some direction?
Yeah, you can.
The GCCI has asked about the Maverick Station. We are getting a lot of emails about that. I'm passing them all on. Since this wasn't an email, we're going to do it in person. I know Joe Ortiz is in the back, and Chris Wanamaker monitors these. And it was a good test this last weekend with all the rainwater. So please, let's get some kind of a report out to GCCI, letting them know that we are on this, that some changes are going to have to inevitably be made.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And then, if I could, just to go along with that, regarding some of the issues that Karen Moody brought up, if we could address those. I remember that particular task force or whatever we called it was being requested and looked at. And there is a lot of those type of things. And now, of course, with the new city that's involved, or new town, they'll probably have to be a part of that. So if I could just give some direction to staff to look into that as well. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? I will be in Sierra Vista. I can talk to some people about that task force this week. So anyway. Okay, moves on to item number 10. Approval or disapproval of fiscal year 2025-26 budget amendment. Transfer of budget capacity from the fiscal stability of budgetary request by Pioneer Justice Court. Somebody who's here to present on that? Angie Woods and Sean Babu. I'm going to move some money around. Item number 10.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Angie Woods, I'm the Director of the Office of Budget and Finance. And today I have an item partnering with Presiding Justice of the Peace, Babu. He has requested a budget amendment mid-cycle, and I'd like to turn it over to him to give a further explanation.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Angie. Chairman Miller, Supervisor Sean Babu. I do serve as the presiding justice of the peace for Pinal County and the elected justice of the peace for the Pioneer Justice Court in Santan Valley and the Pinal County parts of Queen Creek. So I am here today to ask for your consideration and approval of 2 Justice Court clerk positions and some funding capacity associated with that. It's all directly related to case filings coming into our court. We've increased substantially from, and I think some of that data was provided back in fiscal year 2023. We had 12,599 case filings. Last fiscal year, 2025, 15,909 case filings into our court. There's a couple of different metrics that we use to kind of gauge where we should be in terms of staffing. Each of those reference that we're down 4 staff. I'm asking for 2, looking to fund 1 through my current general fund, and asking for additional capacity from the general fund to fund the other position. And the reason that I'm coming here now rather than waiting until the next budget cycle are the end of the last fiscal year and then the 3 months that we've already compiled the data for fiscal year 2026. We're at, for the first 3 months, so this is just July, August, and September, 5,130 some odd citations or filings. If we're on that same track that continues throughout the year, we're going to hit 20,000 case filings for our court. So I want to try to get ahead of this before we get too far behind in regards to the case filings coming in. And I'm certainly open to any questions that any member has.
Mr. Chair, I have a question. So, Judge Babu, you want to add these people, your case filings are up. As Santan Valley grows and you transition, well, the establishment of the municipal court occurs, that'll be through your court, I assume. You'll be, I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, that's up to them. But what's the number of case filings that come through the Santan Valley area, and how would that impact your court? Would that decrease the number of filings through your court, causing you then to not need the extra staffing?
So, Vice Chairman McClure, the incorporation may have some effect. It may not. Queen Creek has been incorporated for maybe 30 years now. They don't have a municipal court. Maricopa, when they incorporated shortly after, right, they co-located with the Justice Court there, and that certainly is an option. As members of the board that were present when we did the redistricting, right, creating a new court takes some time, right? It's a couple of years process of just planning, separating in terms of the building. What happened in the city of Maricopa when they co-located, they kind of enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the county and signed off on by the presiding judge of the Superior Court to co-locate. And so staff, though, are all county staff, and they're reimbursed in terms of the amount of workload that's required for the municipal courts, reimbursed through that process by the municipality. So if that option were to take place, right, where they co-located, the same amount of staff would still be needed. It'd just be the funding for some of those staff would come into the county, but they still be county employees and budgeted through the general fund. When, like in Maricopa, when they separated and they created their own municipal court after co-locating, some of the staff went with the municipal court, but they had a rift, right? So a reduction in force to where some positions weren't needed any longer.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Real quick question. What percentage of increase is it? I mean, year to date, last year at this time to this year at this time, you're saying it's more?
Yeah, so we've increased, our case filings are 1,215 more for the first 3 months of this fiscal year than they were last fiscal year. That's like a month's worth of case filings, right, that we were getting before.
So you're saying it's up 30%?
Yeah, so it's pretty substantial. Our largest
I'm
component.
trying to figure out why, too.
Well, maybe I can shed some light on that, and then maybe to answer some of the questions that are being presented here. The town of Queen Creek, when they became their own police force, they have a pretty good size, that area, that they've come into Pinal County. So every ticket that's handed out or every violation that takes place in our county goes to our court. It comes here. Anything in Maricopa County goes to the JP court over there in Maricopa County. So that is, in my opinion, one of the big, large measures behind this, the upkeep in the amount of caseload that you're increasing by. Would you agree with that?
So it's a mix. Civil, which municipal courts don't do, so our civil lawsuits, small claims, evictions, types of cases that municipal courts don't touch. Those have increased substantially. We're already up in terms of those 357 filings. That's an individual case, each of them. And that's more than we were having last year, any month last year. That's more than we would have for the month. We've already increased by that. The Queen Creek represents about 13% of our criminal traffic, civil traffic case filings. 87% is from PCSO.
Okay. And so I would imagine that the new municipality is going to probably beef up this, whatever the law enforcement is here locally. That's one of their mandates, is to create safety, public safety. And so I see the upkeep, being increased eventually. It's going to be even more so than what it is right now. What percentage are you higher than the other courts throughout the county? And you are higher. You are higher, right?
So we're the largest in terms of the case filings. Last fiscal year, which we have all the 12 months worth of data, we had the 15,909 case filings. Next in line was Casa Grande at 10,354. Central Pinal was the next, Western Pinal was next at 8,969. Central 8,649. AJ 7,027, and then the Copper Corridor 4,058 case filings. So,
okay,
we're certainly currently I have 12 staff members that work a caseload that would deal with those cases that come in.
So with that, Mr. Chair, what I would like to do is decide, besides what we decide here today, but evaluate all of our court systems, caseload, and determine on the next budget cycle, look at that in comparison with what one particular court has in comparison to the other one.
So thank you, Mr. Chair. To sort of follow that, I mean, this is back to where we redistricted and went from 8 to 6 courts, and this was, what, was that like 9 years ago? Something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been a while.
I was on some committee out there,
I don't think it's like that, but anyway.
but something like that. But
Bite your tongue.
bite my tongue. Oh yeah, you're the old guy. But I mean, we need to look at possibly
maybe another court
redoing the
maybe.
I mean, just to look and see, because
we need to evaluate.
This is the imbalance that we had previously, and you were the highest one then, as I recall.
Yeah. So when we split, I think there was only 1 year that I hit 20,000 case filings, and that was all of Santan Valley, Apache Junction, Gold Canyon. We never reached over. Statute kind of gives a figure of 1,200 judicial productivity credits.
I see there's a
That's
points
how
thing, yeah.
They kind of measure our workload. We never got over 1,200 judicial productivity credits the whole time that I was there. We certainly won't here, so there wouldn't be statute saying, hey, consider this. Maricopa County have several courts that are over 1,200 judicial productivity credits. They they redistrict quite often over in Maricopa County, moving some lines, right? So the courts are all still the same, but based off of some of the case filings, they move the lines a little bit to move some of those case filings that would have come into a different court to alleviate some of the workload.
So you brought up judicial productivity credits.
Yeah.
I can say that. What will you hit? I mean, out of curiosity, what are you at? What will you hit this year?
So my current judicial productivity credits for fiscal year 25. Now, you don't have those yet. The AOC is going to compile all that and send you a letter for all the courts here in Pinal County before the end of the year. But I keep track of all my stuff that we do at the Pioneer Court. So I'm going to be 1,004 judicial productivity
1,004, okay.
credits.
And 1,200 is when we look at actually redistricting. I mean, that's when we start looking at that. Yeah.
Statute says that you should look at that.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
No, I think
I think we should monitor it. I mean, I think we can go ahead and make this adjustment right now. But I am kind of interested on how the dynamics of the Santan will play into this at some point. I mean, they don't have to IGA with us. I mean, they might have their own. And that could change the numbers dramatically in that whole area. So I think it's a year-by-year, case-by-case kind of basis. But for now, but I would be, the caveat being, it might change again.
And Mr. Chairman, if I may, in our new Justice Court Administration office, we've developed a draft policy to work with HR and county finance. They don't have it yet. I have a copy with me today, but to kind of look at all those things and have a set time period that we do it so that it's not arbitrary, right, in terms of the numbers. It's based off of data. Right. And then individual justices of the peace, if they disagree with some of the data and the workload, they can come to the board and seek some additional staff based off of whatever the reasoning is. But we're going to work with them to try to develop something that is a little tighter in terms of, and it's a review each year, right? So it's not people wondering how many staff am I going to have. It's
kind of hard to.
Chairman, just to let you know, when the city of Maricopa, prior to having its own court, it was about a $600,000 a year expenditure from the city to the county, which obviously saved us a ton of money. And then we had to build our own courthouse, which so again, it was a great venture together.
It's a good deal.
Yes, it was. It was a very good deal. So
$600,000 sounds like a lot, but it isn't.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Board's pleasure on this.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 10 as presented.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Item number 11, decision on approval or disapproval of the fiscal year budget amendment, transfer budget capacity requested. Who are we doing this for? The Coalition Court. Angie, help me out here.
Hello again, Chairman, members of the board. Angie Woods, the Director of the Office of Budget and Finance. The Conciliation Court had a request during our budget development process, and as you know, we're still working through those requests. Today, we have Tracy McElroy, the Director of the Conciliation Court Services. She has some information regarding the increase in budget capacity and how the increase in budget will help the services that are being rendered there in the Conciliation Court.
Okay.
Can I?
You have a question?
Well, I guess a definition of is what do they do at the Conciliation Court? Are you going to present that?
Let's start out with that.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yes. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Tracy McElroy, Director of the Conciliation Court, like Angie said. So that's why I brought a presentation, because it's very difficult to explain kind of the litany of services that we offer in our office. So Yeah, we met with the county manager's team to kind of go through our budget requests. We've met with the Office of Budget and Management. Communications came over and did a video just to kind of prepare more information for you guys. So what we do is we are basically a specialty court that handles primarily family court matters. So there are 7 conciliation courts in the state. We're the largest one as far as how many services we offer. We have self-help Order of Protection Center. We run the Law Library Resource Center. We do mediations and confidential services. We're the only conciliation court in the state that does triage and evaluative services. We also run the statutorily mandated parent education and high conflict classes. So that's kind of a really broad overview, I guess.
Can I just, one thing that I remember when I was briefed on this is you don't seek these people out. The court has to request them over to you for this service. Is that correct?
So there are a few different ways that people can be referred to our service. Yes, a judge can absolutely set them for services. People can also request voluntarily.
Okay.
So, for example, a family court case, let's say they've been divorced for a couple of years, their kids are a little older, they need to adjust their parenting plan. They can call our office directly. They don't have to file anything with the court. They can come have a service with us. We'll do a mediation. We'll update the parenting plan for them, send it to the judge for signature. They get an updated plan, and they don't even have to have a hearing. They don't have to have any court process besides coming into our office. So that's one of our voluntary services. We do have, like our self-help and order of protection, that's a walk-in service. That includes any questions about any court matters now that we're in the law library as well. So they might have a question on a criminal case. They might have a question on a juvenile dependency case. So they can come to our office for forms, just questions about court processes. What can I expect? So I guess I see us as kind of the liaison between the community and the court. Court can be very confusing. And so this is an opportunity, like this is an extra step where people can go and get the information they need so they understand what's coming next in their process.
You almost act as a legal aid, in a sense. I know that might be a term that you don't want to hear or use.
Right.
But, I mean, for the average person on the street, the court just scares them. I mean, I totally get it. And I think I really support these type of services for the general public. I think this is very important to have. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And yeah, that's the point. And that's kind of the program that we've developed here is making it as welcoming to the public as possible, offering as many options. We offer online dispute resolution for people that, live in the outliers and can't get down to the court. We offer a live chat feature now where people can text and ask questions. So we're really just trying to make it as accessible to the public as possible. And provide legal information services.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'm for this. I just see, budget amendment, transfer budget capacity, but I don't see an amount.
So the amount is for $332.
$3.32?
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
Yes. I came all this way for your $3. No, so we have grown exponentially, and our caseload has gone up. So I've provided a lot of documentation. So I guess that's why I'm here today, is to just kind of sum up what's going on.
I saw your video the other day, too. Thank you for that.
So I am asking for 4 positions, essentially 5. So when we inherited the law library, there is a law library position that we want to convert to a case coordinator position, which is going to be consistent with their new duties. So that is just a budget amendment of $7,000. So we're going to eliminate and create for that one. And then I'm asking for 4 additional positions Because of the way we've grown, we need a division manager position. We need an extra level of oversight. We have 25 people now. We're running 2 divisions. It's getting really complicated. I need to be away. I need to be, at statewide committees. I need someone that can watch what's going on with the supervisors. Like, it's just growing to that level. We helped 9,000 people last year. We're on pace to help, 7,200 just walk-in people alone this year, and that's up from 5,400 last year, so that's an extra 2,000. Our evaluative services, we're the only conciliation court that offers triage services. So this is, someone files something, we get them in for a service with an evaluator, right? So maybe they're not sure if they want to get a divorce, and we can refer them to counseling. Maybe they are sure and they just need help with their legal documents. We can help them with that. They don't even have to see a judge. Maybe there's significant safety concerns with their family and they need to get in front of a judge immediately. So that's what we're trying to do, is just kind of figure out where families need to go and best serve the community. But yeah, these are all statutorily mandated services. So we're asking for 2 conciliators. Those are the clinical staff, so attorneys or social workers or counselors that do the evaluative services and the triage. They also do the counseling, they teach the parent education classes, and do these other triage services. We're asking for the one eliminate, create, and also an additional case coordinator position. And these are the ones that staff the law library, they do the self-help, and the order of protection center.
Thank you for what you do. Ms. Woods, you have something to say, I'm sure.
Vice Chair, members of the board, my apologies for not making it definitely clear in the agenda item. The total request that this agenda item, if approved, we would be increasing the conciliation court's total budget for the fiscal year, $332,365, and that includes all of the items that Ms. McElroy has been discussing with you.
And this was approved in the original budget, and this is what we're cleaning up the original budget request. Is
Correct.
That right?
Correct. Vice Chair, members of the board, we set aside this $332,000. We set that aside for the further review, and now are asking to put that into their hands to go ahead and execute.
Good. Thank you.
Supervisor Goodman.
No, I'm clear now.
You're good?
I'm good. I think the public's probably clear too. But I'm hoping anyway. But so based on what I'm hearing, we've already budgeted for this. It's there. It's just, like you said, Supervisor McClure,
This is the
clearing it
cleaning
up.
up, yes.
Okay,
Move
all
it
right.
over to the correct spot.
So with that, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve item 11 as presented.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Okay. Item 12. What's it? Are these all 3 together? 12. 12's by itself. 12 is all. Okay, item number 12 on the agenda. It does have a public hearing component, but we'll have a presentation first by...
Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chairman. My name is Justin Mullis, planner of Pinal County. I will be presenting to you all CSR 01325 for a McDonald's comprehensive sign package. The proposal is to allow for 24 signs with a total signage area of 240.36 square feet on a commercial lot for a drive-through restaurant, in this case being McDonald's. The applicant is pursuing this sign package to allow for an increase in square footage of signage above what is currently allowed in the code, and to allow the usage of an electronic message board to be used as menu board signs. The parcel is approximately 1.22 acres. The location is on the southwest corner of West Skyline and North Gary Drive out in Santan Valley. The owner / applicant is Walter Brown Jr. on behalf of Skyline and Gary Partners LLC. And this is in District 2. Here's the county map showing the approximate location up in Santan Valley. Here we can see the crossroads of Gary Street and Skyline. See the property's CB2 zoning, surrounded by similar CB2 zoning to the south, north, and directly to the west. And then it is generally surrounded by CR3 residential subdivisions. Again, a little bit further zoomed out, you can see some more CR2 out to the west, but again on that corner of Skyline and Gary. Here's an aerial showing the site location. You can see in the photo it's currently undeveloped. Right now they have broken ground on the property. They have an approved site plan and are currently beginning construction for the McDonald's. And here's that notification area for the mail-outs that were sent to notify of this CSR. We can start here with the site plan. This is kind of a broad overview of where the signage is going to be located. The letters in the circles correspond with those to the right to identify which signs are going where. So we run through these. Here's that front elevation with the McDonald's arch and the blade delivery sign. Front elevation again. Here's the drive-through elevation. You can see the pay here signs, pickup, directional signage by the windows, as well as that McDonald's watermark sign at the top of the building. In the north drive-through elevation, you have again the M arches, mobile order blade signs, the McDonald's watermark. And we'll be going through some more signage here point by point. We've got the electronic menu boards. So these would be used as menu boards for the restaurant. We have another one here, so there'd be the single-sided and then this double-sided version as well. We have the order here signage, that overhang and with the lettering, directing cars to pull up and order there. Again, this directional signage, watermarks, pay here, pick up. These McDelivery blade signs that would be on the side of the building, as well as the mobile order blade signs. Here we have those double arm gateways, the specifications there. We have the wall arch photometrics, so those M's that are on the side of the building, they are illuminated, have photometric components given here, as well as the McDonald's nameplate has illuminated components as well. We have some freestanding signs. We have here these drive-through signs, as well as courier parking signs. These stand approximately 7 feet tall, 9 inches. As well as curbside pickup signs. And here we have the monument sign. There's one monument sign on the site, approximately 10 feet tall in total, including the base there. And here are the photometrics for the monument sign, proposed to be illuminated as well. Here we have the breakdown of the signage, square footage for each of those signs. You can see some of those signs are labeled as exempt. Those are being ones that are strictly directional. Those are exempt in our code from contributing to that overall signage square footage on the property. So those pull up, order here signs, those are directionally exempt. Or adding up the rest of those signs, we get a total of that 240.36 square feet for the total signage proposed. What is currently allowed on CB2 parcels are 128 square feet, so this is in excess of that and over the 50% necessitating approval by the Board of Supervisors, as well as the electronic message boards that are being used as the menu signs as well necessitate approval from the board. Some items of consideration. Sign package is similar in style and scope to one previously approved, CSR 00823 on Hunt Highway. And the site is currently undergoing construction and has an approved site plan, that being SPR 09024. Staff had not received letters of objection or support up until the submittal of this document. However, after the presentation was submitted, we have received one letter of opposition. That letter of opposition cited the quantity of signage, the feeling that it was an excessive amount of signage, that it contributed to clutter, visual clutter in the area, and was incongruent with the character of the area. With that, any questions for staff?
Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I mean, it's no different than the McDonald's that's over here in Florence or any other McDonald's that's around. It's your standard sign package.
Yes,
Truly.
sir. That's what's been indicated by us to the applicant. They've said that this is very similar, if not identical, to previously approved McDonald's sign
Quite a
package.
few others everywhere. I mean, that's
Every
just
McDonald's I've ever been to.
and the signs will
Last
direct
5
the,
years.
the signs can direct Supervisor Goodman as to where to park and to do.
Well, I was going to say, I get confused there anyway, so, you know, the way these developments are happening, especially in this commercial stuff, it's pretty packed. I mean, they've got them packed in there, so it's good to have these directional signs for guys like me. You're absolutely correct. What I'm curious about is we're getting these a lot, especially in this area, because it's starting to really pop there. And do we need to make some adjustments as far as, I mean, it kind of seems redundant having to come here every time.
To our sign code?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm referring to.
And it's in the hopper to be reviewed. I just don't know exactly when.
Okay.
But it'll be one of the codes we do review.
I mean, it's almost like what we just, the thing that we just heard on number 10, number 11, was that trying to help expedite things for the community as a whole for people. And I think this would be one of the ways to do that. But to your point, I need to know where I'm going, that's for sure.
Mr. Chair.
That's the only, I just have a statement on that.
I was just curious, does she realize a lot of these are just placards? Because, again, I've been to, you know, I got 10 grandchildren, so guess where we go a lot? Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, In-N-Out. They're all placards, except for a couple lit signs here and there. Maybe that's what the misunderstanding is, that she thinks these are all lit. I don't want to speak for her, but, you know, when you first see a 24 sign, she's probably going, what? So I was just curious, has anybody's staff reached out to her just to let her know? Probably 50, 60, 70% of these are all placards on the building, which, again, every store has. So that's all. I'm just curious.
We haven't communicated that to the person who submitted the letter, but I could reach out and let them know. Absolutely.
They may very well be here for public comment whenever that time comes up. I think one thing that I would like to add is that, you know, in the letter, I've read the letter of opposition. I think the one thing to remember that her comment was about it not being conducive to the area. Well, that area has been zoned for commercial product for numbers of years and years and years, even up where Hunt Highway is. That's been vacant until these last 2 or 3 years where it's starting to really go. And so, yeah, it wouldn't be conducive to it because it's been empty. They've had 4 sell signs up on it, and that's it. So, yeah, that to consider that, because we've got 4 other commercial sites here that potentially will be developed.
Yeah, there's 4 paths there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just to look at it from the outside, 24 signs sounds a lot, but they're not soliciting signs. They're more of just the tools of doing business, like the striping on the parking lot, which is basically what they're doing. And if they're on the inside, they direct you which way as well, just like velvet ropes. So I don't really see a problem with it. If they were all for advertising them, then it's also interesting. It's not going to happen in this area, but in certain areas like Sedona or Palm Springs, how they'll make McDonald's be turquoise instead of orange, which you have to really look for them to find them that way. That would be a challenge if you had a business that way.
Scottsdale did that for a while, too.
Yeah, Scottsdale, too, yeah.
Or Valley was the same way.
Okay. Is the applicant here, or does they want to present or have anything to add to this? You're allowed to, not required.
Officially the applicant, but hello, everybody. My name is Frank, and I work with the installation company, so we're going to be handling the sign installation at this particular McDonald's. So.
Okay, and you're from, give me a town.
What's that?
Give me a town where you're from.
I'm from Chandler, Arizona.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need. Okay.
You're not welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Frank. Last name Cucinato.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. Okay, I'm going to open up the public hearing. Anyone comment? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Okay. Board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve item 12 as presented with 3 stipulations.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Okay. Brings us to 13. Is this the one that goes? 13 is by itself also. Okay, good deal. 13 is a discussion approval on case number CSR 02025.
Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chairman, members of the board. My name is Valentin Panchenko, Senior Planner. I'm here to present you case CSR 2025. This is basically a comprehensive sign package to allow installation of 60-foot-high American flagpole in the subdivision Ware Farms, located in the Santan Valley area. It is within the incorporated Santan town. This is a general location for the county, within the county. This is vicinity map. And the location for the flagpoles, a flagpole is to the north of that subdivision. This is aerial map with the parcel where the flagpole will be placed. Just some history, there is approved temporary use permit issued in May this year, and there was previously approved case by the board with flagpoles for the same larger planned community in 2024 and 2025. So this is the third flagpole within the planned community. This is site photos with the notice. And here is a site plan. There is a complex model home with a parking, and by the star you will see the location of proposed flagpole and the visual for typical flagpoles within the same location. Generally, because that height of the flagpole exceed more than 50% of allowed height, which is 30 feet, and proposed is 60 feet, that's require approval by the board. There is 2 stipulations that will basically tie a temporary use permit to this TSR, and the flagpole shall be removed after TUP will expire. An applicant can renew TUP twice, 1 year each time. County has no opposition or support letters as of today. Any question to the staff?
Any questions?
No, just another comment. Again, this is probably an area that we ought to be making some adjustments. What's wrong with putting an American flag up 60 foot high compared to 30 foot high?
And they're for the sales offices. They're temporary. They're
locators. All
yeah,
of those.
yeah. So,
I mean, I think there should be some leeway on that. But all right. Any questions for staff? Presenter have anything to add to it? I mean, I'm sorry, the client.
No.
Okay. I'm going to open the public hearing. Public hearing's open. Anybody like to speak to this item? Seeing none, I'm closing the public hearing. Okay, board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 13 as presented with 2 stipulations.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Brings us to item number 14. This has a public hearing component as well, but we'll hear a presentation from staff. This is ordinance number 2025 PZ 007-25.
Good morning again, Chairman, Vice Chair, member of the board. My name is Valentin Panchenko, Senior Planner, here to present to you 2 cases. It's item number 14
and 15, correct. Thank you. I'm sorry.
PC00725 and ICP00525, Bella Vista Assisted Living. This is a proposal to rezone from general rural to rural commercial zoning district on 5 acres, and request to approve the special use permit to operate an assisted living facility on that site. It's located within the incorporated town of Santan Valley. This is a general location of that site. Here's the zoning. It's surrounded by residential subdivisions, and there is some industrial and commercial to the north of that parcel. This is a vicinity map of the property. Aerial map. It's currently occupied by some commercial uses non-conforming to the code. Here's a view on the property to the west and to the east, to the south and to the north. Notice signs. Just some background. There was an operational farm shop on that parcel. Then in 1996, there was operated welding company. It's still GR. And then in 2015, approximately, there started to be some evidences about plumbing repair and supply business, which continued to operate on site, and there is under monitoring complaints since 2021 because it's non-conforming use. Proposed assisted living, they have requested to rezone it to rural commercial, and there is also Santan Valley Special Area Plan, and currently this is land use as rural living, and RUC, rural commercial, actually can qualify for this land use without any need for amending the special area plan, because it will fall for civil and public facility, rural focused commercial enterprises as assisted living. So there are no need for amending the special area plan in this case. This is a proposed site plan for the assisted living. They are proposing 99 units, double residence occupancy for those units. They will have different mix of 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom studios. They will have some indoor amenities, common dining, kitchens, laundry, wellness and recreational areas with indoor parks. They have loop driveway around the facility. They will have walkways inside and some landscape areas. They will have decorative masonry wall and screen fencing along the perimeter. And they will have 49 parking spaces. Here's just writing about what they are proposing. So they will have they have site plan, and it's oriented to accommodate about 198 residents. So they will have masonry wall. They will have 6-foot tall screening wall. They will have some landscaping and outdoor courtyards. Regarding some issues and concerns regarding the site plan, it was also discussed during the Planning and Zoning Commission. There is minor discrepancy between parking requirements and what they are proposing. They lack of 1 parking space, so applicant agreed to provide that on the site plan review. They have also floor area ratio issue, also minor discrepancy with maximum allowed 0.3. They have 0.31. Applicant also agreed to revise the site plan for the site plan review process. They will also provide loading space. They will provide trash enclosure, and they will also update access points to meet the county requirements. but they will do it during the site plan review. So general board should consider different factors like traffic condition, provision of services, the relationship to the surrounding areas, and other stuff in order to approve this or deny the special use permit request. As of today, there is no opposition or support letters from the public. We received a letter from AppCore regarding that this is within their services area and they have a limited capacity, so they are requesting to review site plan before site plan will be approved by the county, and that was added to the stipulations. During the Planning and Zoning Commission, because applicant would like to address the floor ratio area, Planning and Zoning Commission, they added stipulation and applicant agreed on that stipulation that the development will be only one story. There will be no two-story for this development in the future. Otherwise, this is a proposal for rezone to rural commercial and special use permit for assisted living facility. They will have single story. They will have 99 rooms for 24-hour care and support for elderly residents. There is no opposition from the surrounding areas, and when it will be approved, then the site will be able to be legally conforming to what they're proposing to do compared to current non-conforming use as commercial on the site with general rural. There is one stipulation to a rezone case and 19 stipulations to a special use permit.
Okay, any questions of the staff? All right.
I'll talk later.
Okay. Okay.
You can bet on that.
I have do have a card, so I'm going to open up the public hearing. Does the applicant have anything to add to it?
Good morning, Board. Jason Sanks with iPlan Consulting, 3317 South Higley Road, Gilbert.
Jason, are you public?
I'm the applicant.
You're the applicant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because you filled out a card to speak for the
Oh, I'm
public.
sorry.
One or the other.
Oh, I'm so in such a habit of filling out the cards to speak.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
But I'm the applicant, and I'm also here with the owner of the property, Mr. Rex Southwick. We just want to say thank you. It's been a bit of a long time coming, about a 5-year process. Of the property, as you know, has been operating as a plumbing supply company for some time, and before that was an HVAC contractor for many years. Before that was a welding shop. So it's historically been used for commercial purposes. As we move forward, you know, we've had a lot of discussions with the neighbors, and I think today hopefully will serve as a testament to coming to some peace with the neighbors. The little ranchette properties on both the north and south sides of this property. I just wanted to affirm our commitment to staying in constant contact with them through the process. I emailed them personally in August, one by one, everybody that came to the neighborhood meeting last fall when we told them about the assisted living facility. And kind of the long story short is I think we finally found a compatible use that they'll be happy with in place of other commercial uses. So that's why we're here today, and we don't have them at me with pitchforks anymore. So. I did meet with EPCOR, and we settled the issue of where the sewer line connections would be in the new Archer Meadows subdivision across the street for future development. Further, there's some conditions in the ordinances that are attached in the site plan, and the conditions are to address. We have a very detailed site plan, and so by its own nature of its own details stripping on itself, we have some things that we'll work on when we do site plan review. But the issue is it's a single story, which is wonderful for those that are living in assisted living, to have a single-story facility, kind of garden court style, where they can maneuver about in a really beautiful place in their later, in their later life. So, with that, I'm happy to answer questions. And again, like I said, the owner's with me as well.
Any questions of the applicant? Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing. Anybody would like to speak to this item in the public hearing comment period? Seeing none? We'll close the public hearing. So we'll take two votes, one on 14 and one on 15.
Okay.
Did you have something?
Yeah, I'm going to make the motions, but just real quick, this particular area right here, that was the original shop and yard for the farmer that farmed that area. So technically, it's had a commercial use all these years from the very beginning. And so it was a natural transition from going to a farm to a welding shop, which we don't have out there, and so on and so forth. And so, but I will tell you that I'm pretty, this is one of those prime examples of the landowner actually taking the time and working with the residents to come up with a product that's going to be absolutely needed. We don't have this in the Santan Valley area, and, you know, Goodman here is someday not only going to have to get direction to go to McDonald's, but he's also going to need direction to go to the nursing home at some point as well. And so I commend the landowner himself. He's a really good man. I've gotten to know him very well over these last 5 years of him trying to go through all of this. And so thank you for getting it to this point where a product that's actually really needed for the community as a whole. And so I appreciate him and what he's done there, and Jason, you as well. So with that, if there's no other comments, I'm going to go forward then on item number 14.
Okay.
To correct an error, this is actually in my district, so it's District 2. Do I need to make that comment? I guess I already have, right? Okay. Okay. So I would make a motion to approve item number 14 as presented with one stipulation and the change of Supervisor District 3 to Supervisor District 2.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Item number 15.
Item number 15, I would like to make a proposal that a motion that we approve item number 15 as presented with 19 stipulations, and again, with the change of Supervisor District 3 to Supervisor District 2. Thank you. Thanks for mouthing that for me.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And to your comment, the only thing that remains the same is changed.
That's it.
All right. Brings us to item number 16. I can find it here. Okay. Number 16 will have a public hearing component as well. It's a resolution for number 2025, the SUP 01024.
Good morning again, Chairman, Vice Chairman, members of the board. My name is Justin Mullis. I'll be presenting y'all SUP 01024, Cactus Forest Fire Storage. The proposal here is for special use permit to allow a public or governmental building, in this case, one for the storage and maintenance of equipment related to volunteer fire department on a property in the MHP zoning, so manufactured home park zone. The total size of the parcel is 41.07 acres, approximately. And the lease area for the parcel where this SUP would be is on approximately 2 acres. The location is on 20580 East Cactus Forest Road, Florence, Arizona, 85132. My apologies, it's more in Cactus Forest area than Florence. The owner applicant are the Desert Gardens RV Resort Cooperative and represented by Chief Larry Vincent of the South Florence Volunteer Fire Department. And this is in District 4.
All 9 of them are in support.
So here we have the county map. You can see it's south of Florence in that Cactus Forest area right there. Here we have the zoning map of the parcel. You can see it's MHP zoned, surrounded by RVP to the north and some GR to the south, and then you've got state land to the west. Here's the vicinity map showing the approximate area of the parcel outside of incorporated in Florence, just south of it.
So we got
And here we have the aerial map We have, see the parcel is undeveloped, south directly of the RV Resort Park.
How they stand, because
Here's the notification area map. We have some site photos as well. These show the current state of the parcel, undeveloped. Prior one that's from the north, south, east, and west. Really showing parcel currently undeveloped. Here we have the location of the site itself. So that red boundary is going to be the 2-acre leasing area on that larger parent parcel. And you can see it's outside of that flood area as well. Here's a more specific site plan. You can see the point of ingress-egress on Cactus Forest Road, as well as you can see the proposed maintenance building right in the middle of the leased area there. And here we have a rendering of the building itself, what it would look like to be used to store fire equipment. Some items of consideration. The MHP zoning does allow for public and governmental buildings as an allowed use with approval of a special use permit. The volunteer fire department serve in a comparable capacity to allow for it to be under that public and governmental buildings. Proposed SUP contributes to enhanced public health, safety, and welfare by supporting the operations of the South Florence Volunteer Fire Department. Vehicle traffic and nuisance potential are anticipated to be minimal by staff. The property has remained vacant since 1984, except for the approval of a wireless communication facility in 2012. And the applicant will utilize the storage building to centralize specialized firefighting equipment. Public comments. We have received no comments of opposition on this case, and we have received one letter of support. And that letter is on behalf of the entirety of the Desert Gardens RV Resort and Cooperative, on behalf of 76% of their over 500 residents who voted in favor of supporting this project. And that letter was forwarded on their behalf. And the project will help improve fire and support for Desert Gardens residents and surrounding areas. That was the items discussed in that letter of support. And the Planning and Zoning Commission on August 21st voted 9-0 to forward a recommendation of approval with 7 stipulations. With that, any questions for staff?
Any questions for staff? Okay, is the applicant here?
Yes, sir.
To present?
I have a minute and 10 seconds. That'll be this afternoon. Good morning, Chairman. My name's Larry Vincent. I'm the chief of the South Florence Volunteer Fire Department. What a distance we've come from when we first met you fellas 5 years ago. November the 3rd, we will be 5 years old. And never would we have thought when we first met with you fellas that we would be looking at trying to get a building to store all of our gear. So it's an honor and a pleasure to be here. But this is huge for our community, and I wanted to speak to remind you folks just how big of an area that this building, our gear, and our guys cover. We've spoken with the county sheriff when we started. We've got a 375 square mile block south of town that we offer assistance. We wish it was that small. Just Sunday, we got a call 9 miles north of town, 5 miles out into the desert for an RV fire, and they asked us to go, and we went because this is a community-driven agenda initiative, and just wanted to answer any questions you guys might have. It took us a while to get through the planning and development because this is not what we do for a living, so there were a few redos and whatnot, but it's truly this is a pretty big moment for all of us that live south of town that we can get a concrete building to have a centralized location. So I wanted to come today and have a discussion.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
No, I just think it's a great addition to the system.
Oh, happy to. Oh, okay. Okay, anything else? I'll open the public hearing this time. 10 cards don't wish to speak. Okay, so, but they're all in favor. Oh, 7 in favor and 3 with no position. Thank you. So people have turned in cards that have not, chose not to speak, 7 in favor, and then 3 of the cards had no position on them. So don't really know what that means. It looks like, were you coming up to speak? If you don't mind. Go ahead. I'll let the sheriff speak. Then I have 3 cards that do want to speak, so I'll be calling.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize. I have a meeting to get to.
Sure.
So I'm coming in today as the resident of Cactus Forest of over 25 years, Ross Teeple, resident of Cactus Forest, and we really need this. I appreciate your guys' consideration on this. I was there when we watched the owner of AMN Pizza's house burn to the ground because we had no fire service, and that was over a decade ago.
Wow.
So really appreciate you guys' consideration in this. It will benefit Cactus Forest. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Looks like, is it Pat Butkus?
I didn't want to speak. He's calling me.
Oh, okay.
I just support it.
Just in support?
Yes.
Dick Walker?
Dick Walker.
You're Dick Walker?
Dick Walker,
Okay.
yeah.
You want to speak?
Yeah,
Okay.
Desert Gardens, and we've been working with these fellows for quite a while. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. It's volunteer. We gave them the land to put it on, so it's going to cost the county nothing. And the decisions you guys have made today are pretty expensive. But I want to say, as a resident, this first meeting I've been to, and I've been to meetings all over the country. I've lived all over the country. You guys do a great job, and I kind of apologize for the grief you got to take, but that's life of the city. But keep it up, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Connie Stevens?
Yes, my name is Connie Stevens. I'm a member of the Board of Directors for Desert Gardens, and they just wanted me to represent how much we support this and the work that Larry and his crew are doing. It's very much needed, so we really appreciate your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else like to speak to this matter? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair,
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion to approve item 16 with 7 stipulations, and I'm honored to do that.
Okay.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. So, hey, Jeff, sorry, do you need a break? Do we need a break? Okay. So items 17, 18, and 19 will be handled in in 30 minutes. I just try to take care of my crew here.
Well, good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and board members. Sangeeta Devkar, Planning Supervisor, presenting the next 3 cases. The project name is Project Ranger. We have 3 cases for this. The first case is a non-major comprehensive plan amendment, changing the land use from moderate low density residential to employment to special district land use designation. And this is for 1,095 acres. The next 2 cases are the rezone and a pad overlay for the same. Rezone from general rural to industrial zoning, I3, and a PAD overlay for the 1,095 acres. The location is south of Magma Railroad and Skyline Drive Road, west of Highway 79. As mentioned, it is 1,095 acres. Landowner is Arizona State Land Department, and we have the agent representative representing the landowner as Jordan Rose from Rose Law Group. This is a general location, the county map showing where this project is proposed, and general location on the west of 79, just a little north of Florence. The vicinity map showing the surrounding zoning for this, the red area is the Project Ranger proposal with 3 cases as shown here. Generally surrounded by GR state land, we have to the southeast is I3, again industrial zoning. To the north, across west, a little west, is again CI2 zoning, again industrial, and across is CR3. One can see that there's really not development around that area. This is the land use map showing two land use designations for that project, which is the moderate low density residential and employment. And the request is to move to a special district classification. Just to remind you, this classification can be only done for state land, and that's what is the request. The aerial map showing a really undeveloped area, land around. One can see the magma railroad on the west side, which is the edge of that project, diagonally showing in the yellow line, showing the extent of the project area. Development to the west is approximately 2 miles to the west along Skyline Road, south of Skyline. To the north, east, and south, really not much development. This is further zooming into the same area, showing the zoning, general rural, state land surrounding all of the area and the project area. To the north is CR3 Bad, which is private land. Some pictures to the north, south, east, which is a Skyline Drive right now blocked off, expected to be developed and opened once if this moves forward. And to the west, one can see that it's pretty barren, not developed. Some site conditions and surroundings: parcels are vacant, undeveloped, characterized by natural desert landscape. The closest house to the north along Skyline is 2.5 miles, and to the south is approximately 1.2 miles. Access to the property would be from Skyline Drive from the northwest. Connection to the SR 979 would be developed if approved. Request for industrial zoning is similar. There's a similar industrial zoning to the southeast, which is Box Canyon solar project. The land is basically locked by the magma railroad to the west edge to the side of the site. This is the project render. This is a site plan draft. One can see that the access to the site is from the north along Skyline would be developed, and that road would be extending towards the 79 state route. This is, of course, a draft plan. One can see the buffer all along the side is over 50 feet, and the blue line indicates the chain link fence. And as stated, this is a draft for the details would move forward if this is approved. Some items for board's consideration in terms of impact is the non-major comprehensive plan amendment to a special district implies that it opens up this landlocked land for the state. And it also assists with a parallel process for the I3 zoning. Some of the comprehensive plan goals, which broadens the economic opportunity, basically an industrial facility that has been proposed, it would be a catalyst for growth and job creation. Mobility and connectivity to be improved. The railroad would be utilizing the existing infrastructure for movement of goods, and improvements and connections to the Skyline Road would to the major state highway 79. Further, this location is along an existing, infrastructure, minimizing distance of land if located far away. Industrial zoning is proximity to similar industrial zoning, Box Canyon to the southwest and I-3 to the northeast. We received no letters of opposition. There were a couple of emails inquiring about the project and curious about what it is going to be, and just requesting for more information. Planning and zoning approved this case with no stipulations for the land use, 2 stipulations for the rezone, and 15 stipulations for the PAD overlay. And we also have a presentation from the applicant. However, I'm open for any questions.
Any questions of staff?
Yeah, Ms. Stoker,
Sure.
did you say that Skyline would be extended all the way to 79?
Yes, that is being
Yeah,
part
okay.
of the talk of this project.
The other side of Skyline across whatever's there, would it be a continuous road or just?
Yeah, more details will be flushed out
Well, I
once
mean,
it moves forward.
I'm
Yes,
just curious.
it would
Yes,
be.
okay.
And in the picture I showed that it's kind of closed right now. There is certain sections which have been developed, but not really accessible at this point.
I see it because it would have to cross a rail line, and that would be the big issue for a grade level crossing. Okay, thank you.
So that might not be a public road, though, right?
Not sure
for the
about that
public
as of now.
to flow through or not?
It doesn't look like it'll actually go through unless it does ground.
Yeah, it'll
grade
just
level.
get to
It just stop. It just gets to the site.
Exactly. Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Any other questions?
No other questions.
The applicant?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman, Vice Chair, members of the board. Jordan Rose with Rose Law Group, and here today with me is Jennifer Hall and Paul Basha, our traffic engineer. Thank you so much. On behalf of the State Land Department, we're very excited about this project. It's a rezoning to allow for a manufacturing facility, which should be one of Pinal County's largest employers, high-paying jobs, workers staying in Pinal County. So I'm thrilled to be here to present that to you today. They will plan to auction 1,095 acres. And as we know, with the auction, the money goes to the schools of Arizona. So that's a good thing for our state under our Constitution. We are surrounded, as Sangeeta said, by vacant land. We're 2.5 miles to the east of any homes, and then there will be access to the 79 because Skyline will be improved when and if this site is developed. We are not asking for any deviations from the development standards for industrial. I want to make sure you know that. In fact, we exceed the setbacks on all of these with our site plan that's in your packet. We've also removed any noxious uses. So I think you can be assured we will not be able to develop a vehicle storage yard. The ultimate purchaser cannot develop a junk salvage yard. They cannot be developed into a landfill. It cannot be developed into a transfer station. It cannot be developed as an adult business, and it cannot be developed as a prison. Those are all things that are in your ordinance that would normally be on the table if you had this kind of rezoning, but those are off the table by the way that we've presented this, and if you approve. So we're using that special district, zoning district, that the Planning Commission and the Board of Supervisors enacted a year or so ago to help Pinal County attract large, desirable employers, working with the State Land Department and the Arizona Commerce Authority. And thank you for everything, and we will take any questions. I really appreciate your staff's help. Thank you, Sangeeta, and the team here. Thank you.
Any questions of the applicant?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to request an e-session for some clarity.
Okay, we'll make a motion to go into e-session.
I'd like to make a motion for e-session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. We'll be back in a few minutes, I guess. Okay, everyone. Give us a motion to get out of exec session.
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn from executive session and reconvene the regular Board of Supervisors meeting.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Okay, we're back in session. We're on item number 17. I'm going to open the public comment period at this time. We have some cards. They all want to speak. They want to speak. Okay, David, we'll start with David Cowan.
Good afternoon. Dave Coward from Gold Canyon. I'm speaking for myself this time. I just have one little question on this proposal. From what I can see, my question is, are they going to extend Skyline Drive all the way into Santan Valley? Or is it just going to go from this facility over to 79? Because I think if they don't do that, the county is going to, and have the county help have the applicant pay for some of that, that connection to Santan Valley can do two things. One, it can give those folks an access to 79 in the next way out. Also, if you want to hire local people to work there, that's going to be the shortest route to get there. Otherwise, you're going to have to go down to Hunt Highway, Arizona Road, and all over the place. So I would recommend that the county put a stipulation that they help, maybe not pay for the whole thing, because they're going to have to go through over the train track. They're going to have to go over Queen Creek. They're going to have to go over a CAP. So that's going to be an expensive route. So if we're going to do it, maybe we could help them or the county or whoever pay for that extension. But to me, it makes sense to make that connection. Okay. And that's all I'm asking. It's not clear from the documentation that that's what's going on, but I would want to know about that.
Okay. Jordan, let me get through the public comment period, and then, because if there's more questions, we'll just address them all at one time. Charles Golf. Charles Golf. There he is. Charlie Golf.
Charlie Goff, 9788 East Windy Pass Trail, Gold Canyon. I am president of SALT, Superstition Area Land Trust, but since I haven't checked with the board on this, I'm sure they're behind me, but I haven't checked, so this will be as an individual. Okay. I'm increasingly disturbed, and I'm using this as the first opportunity I think I've come before the board, that whether it's solar farms or 1,095 acres here, I understand, I just learned that Silver King Solar supposedly was withdrawn yesterday. That was going to be 9,500 acres. And rather than, with SALT, we've been very careful not to be against development. It's the how you do things. And if we hear that we're taking a 1,095 acre area, we're putting a fence around it, what kind of fence? Are we grading all the natural vegetation off it so nothing has a chance to grow? If there's no plants, there's not going to be any animals. We just need a lot more information. I would contend that we really need to develop an overlay looking at this area and the now withdrawn area and many others over the entire broad superstitions area. Where are the wildlife corridors? Where does it make sense to have them? Let's give some guidance to people who are trying to make investments. How do they avoid or incorporate their section of a wildlife corridor in them? I'm a little off script, but for example, I've been doing some research recently. There are places around the country where they actually get an increase in productivity, meaning plant growth, in the presence of solar panels. This isn't, we assume it's not solar panels, doesn't say. Why wouldn't you get an increase in growth? If you provide a little shade from Arizona's sun, that means you're not going to dry out the soils much. Of course you're going to get more growth. If you have that, you get great increases in pollinators. And of course, all of God's other critters as well. So I guess I'm trying to make a much more general pitch that and we'll be coming from one venue or another, with a proposal to try to do some land planning in this area. Let's consider all the other critters.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie. Okay, I do have one other card. I do not wish to speak. I'm in opposition to this. This is Bobby Craig, it looks like. Okay, Jordan, you got an idea what those, from those comments?
Yes, Chair and members of the board, just to address a couple.
One second. Can I close the public hearing? Or should I
Can we
leave it
further
open?
confirm that there's nobody else in attendance that would like
Is
to?
there anybody else that wants to speak to this item? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Okay, thank you.
Just to address first Charlie's comment, we are protecting the washes on the site and will preserve the open space with vegetation. And then secondly, on the right-of-way, I think it was confused in the presentation, but there is no right-of-way to go west on Skyline. So the project will connect Skyline to the east to the 79. So the neighbors should be assured that's not.
Just going one
It's
direction.
exactly. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Board, any other questions? Comments?
I have a question on something Mr. Goff said. Did you say that Silver King Solar was withdrawn? And I don't know if he can answer it, but do we know?
That's not on the agenda. I don't like to talk about it. It's on the agenda. We'll get that
Okay.
answer for you, though.
All right.
Okay.
So I just have some comments, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. You know, being a resident here for a good number of years here in the Pinal County, particularly in the Santan Valley area, which is surrounded by a lot of state land, that there is a lot of misunderstanding or misconception that our residents have about state land and how it's supposed to be used and so on and so forth. State land was given to and put into trust for the beneficiaries, which is our school systems, our education systems, our society that, like Randolph community, where they have the population there is primarily disabled. And so that's what these land uses are for, the dollars that generate from these. Either it's a sell or leasing these lands for whatever they might be. Everything that goes forward goes towards our education and for our beneficiaries. So keep that in mind. These were never designed to be sanctuaries that was going to be never developed or anything else of that nature. These were intended to be used to benefit at some point the beneficiaries, which would be our kids, our future. And so I think the public needs to know that and understand that and realize that that's the case. They're getting high dollars for these properties now that they've never gotten in years in the past. And several of those properties was the LG plant and others. Then the other thing is with these type of what's come before us today, we started this 3 years ago to where the state landed in order for them to maximize the amount of dollars that can be generated that goes back into that trust to help with our education system. They are looking for some entitlements on these, and that's all this is giving it the entitlements. There's still another process. That's all we're doing here is we're changing help me out, zoning,
and it raises the value.
and it raises the value because we've eliminated some of the uses even in that zone. What this is going to be doing. So, long story short, Supervisor McClure, for your benefit, this is nothing but a preliminary thing to things in the future. When it comes to site plans and things of that nature, then that'll all be looked at, and then any kind of public comment at that point will be also the issue. But this is nothing more than giving the entitlements of a commercial, which we need. 85% of our public for here in Pinal County leave our area to go to work, and they go into Maricopa County. And this is just like with other things that we've done. This is shifting it back into our direction and keeping our residents more local to where they actually can live, work, and play in their own backyard. So, thank you.
Anybody else? I want to add just a little caveat to that comment. The amount of private land that we lose to tribal trust each year is really shrinking our private ownership by quite a bit, which is a reduction in our tax revenue. A whole nother topic, and I don't want to go any further than that. So I wish state trust land would start selling all kinds of land, because we need more private land, and I'm happy to work with state trust land on these kinds of projects. So, Board's pleasure on item number 17.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
I was just going to address that we're stewards of the county, so some of the questions that Mr. Goff had, you just have to understand that we will take those matters into, we don't want a barren, no vegetation piece of ground.
I agree.
So we will.
I've seen the same studies about the solar panels and vegetation growing under it. So, anyway.
That's it.
Anything else? Okay. Item 17, Board's pleasure.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 17 as read with no stipulations.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Item number 18.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve item number 18 as presented with 2 stipulations.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. And number 19.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to approve item number 19 with 15 stipulations as read.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. With no further business, I believe. Turn one more page. No further business before this board. This meeting is adjourned.